What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Breakdown Block, where I'm breaking down film and TV projects, my style. Right now, we're breaking down Loki Season 2, Episode 4. The next episode, Episode 4 here, begins with Victor Timely popping up, seemingly by himself at the TVA. And when he does, he's immediately approached by B-15. She then kind of holds him there until Loki and Mobius can get to them and explain what's going on, because he seemed pretty confused on the whole situation, as he should be. And what was crazy about Victor Timely was when Loki and Mobius finally made their way over to him to explain everything. In defense, he put his guard up, and you could tell that he wasn't a big fighter at all from how he put his hands up. But they still end up explaining how Renslayer and Miss Minutes were liars, and they really did need their help to fix this temple loom and fix time and space. They then bring him down to the repairs department, where OB is still hard at work trying to figure out how to fix the loom with everybody else. And Loki and Mobius introduce OB to Victor Timely. And when they go to introduce Victor Timely to Ouroboros, come to find out, Ouroboros actually was a fan of Timely, claiming that's where he got his information from to even write the TVA guidebook. So now everything's kind of going in a full circle. Then when you think Mobius gave up snacking, he brings in a hot cocoa from the vending machine, which ends up distracting Victor from working on the temple loom and fixing it. And you can't really blame Victor for questioning where the hot cocoa came from, because he's from the 19th century, don't forget. They don't exactly have hot cocoa and coffee machines and microwaves and anything like that. The scene then cuts to where Brad was for a second time. And this time he was joined by the TVA general and her remaining loyalists, who all got caught doing that time bombing on that previous episode. Brad tries to motivate the crew to escape, but the general quickly tells him how full of it he is and got shut down, only to be followed by Renslayer and Miss Minutes entering via a tent pad into the cell. Renslayer, along with Miss Minutes, then demanded that all the prisoners join her in pursuit to restore order to the TVA, like she wanted the whole time, just wanting order. The promise from her, too, was that they would all get to have their own lives on these timelines, which sounds pretty promising. And the bad part about that was, if they didn't bite, basically they were going to be killed. So, of course, this is appealing to Brad, who's been begging for his life back, so he bites. But no one else seems to. And so when that interesting turn of events happened and they didn't side with Renslayer, Renslayer ended up using the same method Loki used to interrogate Brad, but this time ended up killing her subjects instead of just interrogating or torturing. And while all this craziness is going on, Mobius then has one of the remaining TVA guards escort Victor to go check out this vending machine and get some hot cocoa. And when that happens, unfortunately, the guard gets pruned and Victor gets kidnapped by Brad, who is now trying to earn his life back, basically. Loki and the others soon after start to notice how long Victor's been gone, and they set out to find him. And when they set out to find him, they find Brad keeping guard outside this room, while Renslayer was interrogating Timely about Loki's plan. Sylvie then uses her mind control techniques to control Brad, and then proceed to use him to not only save Victor, but ended up talking smack again to Renslayer and pruning her again. Ouroboros and the others were back in the repair room, still hard at work trying to figure out how to improvise and fix the loom, since Victor kind of just disappeared like that. And they came to the conclusion that to try to reboot the system. And when they did, they claimed it would restart Miss Minutes as well. Sylvie and Loki then, after succeeding with Renslayer, end up rushing Victor back to the operations room. But this time, when they witnessed all the radiation from the pure time, it was a lot worse than it was the original time they went in. A lot worse. So they go over their plans one more time to brave the elements and make way for the loom with that special suit to try to fix it with the multiplier. And realizing he was the only one that knew how it worked, the multiplier, Victor volunteered himself to go ahead and do the job. So Victor bravely volunteers, puts the suit on, and makes his way down to the temple loom with the multiplier, only to be ripped into a bunch of pieces, spaghettified by pure time. So this causes Loki, Sylvie, and everybody to kind of sit in shock and wonder what to do next. But it was too late as the temple loom exploded, causing a blinding light and seemingly wiping out everything. Or did it?